Good morning, everyone. You guys are in for a treat this morning. I'm telling you, I got up apparently a whole hour early thinking it was 7:30. So guess what? I'm expecting some nuggets to be dropped this morning and to be put into my arsenal and to be used immediately. What about you guys? That's what I'm talking about, Miss Leslie. Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm letting some people in this morning. So as soon as our speakers are able to get back on, we're going to get started this morning. Make sure you have your notepads, your pens, your tablets, whatever you need to get started, because the nuggets that's going to be dropped this morning will make a difference in your paycheck. How about that? So if you're ready, they're ready too. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Hey, Miss Angel. Hi, Miss Louie. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody else? Welcome, welcome. Let's get started. Let's get excited and put some fire emojis in the chat this morning. Let our speakers and our trainers this morning know that you guys are ready for this to happen. You got up early this morning to change your Saturday morning. Let's make it happen. That's what I'm talking about. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll, guys. Hi, Mr. Sekou. Awesome. Awesome, Miss Valerie. That's what I'm talking about. Get some excitement up in here.
All right. Thank you, Miss Sabrina. I appreciate you. You are always that person, that point person that when we need someone to pitch in there, you are there. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. We're going to start this Saturday off like we always do with reflections. So I know Miss Carla is driving, so please pay attention to the road, but she does have her hand up. So let's hear those wins for today. Let's go.
Good morning, and thank you to the Beans for this platform, and thank you, Dr. Arlene and Sarah, for allowing me to share, and I hope you can hear me. My win for the week, um, my win for the week is that on Sunday, while I was in New York with my parents and their health challenges, was successfully able to close my solar deal, who has already gone in and has verified things and is on their way to having the site inspection done. So I want to thank Matt Acosta for his support and service and assistance, giving up, sacrificing part of his Sunday with his family. And this is a California deal. So that's all I would like to share. Please feel free to mute me at this point because I know there's a lot of noise in the background. Thank you so much.
It's a beautiful noise, Miss Carla. So don't even think about it. It is a beautiful noise, and congratulations. We are so proud of you and all that you are accomplishing, all that you are doing. I call you Miss Consistency and Persistency. You are consistent in your activities, in your accountability. You are persistent towards your goals, and now you're beginning to see some of the fruits of your persistency and your consistency. The other thing that I really admire about you, Miss Carla, is you are always a team player. Always. When we had the event, and Mr. Bean came into town, you were right there side by side, lock armed, moved chairs, did a whole bunch of stuff showing that teamwork, just like Matt Acosta shows that teamwork. That's what the Foresight family is about. It's about being a team. It's about understanding that no one person is the ultimate importance, but each and every one of us is important in making this to move forward and making our goals, dreams, and our aspirations to move and helping our goals, dreams, and aspirations to move forward. So thank you for sharing, Miss Carla. All right, I see Miss. Well, I'm going to take the next driver so they can focus. Jeremy Dennis, I hope your wife is in the car with you today because you said you would take her. What you got?
Yep. Actually, I'm at the car wash my car, multitasking. Well, first I want to say thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Bean. I want to thank you and Sarah today for. I know today's going to be awesome. You guys been doing amazing. My reflection for the week. Um, I got me a solar build this week, so I'm pretty excited about that. Um, Found out too that I'm able to do my area, so it's on now. It's on now. So we're gonna be rocking and rolling here. And I want to thank Matt also because Matt's gonna do the deal for me. And but I wanted to thank him because without even having to ask him, he said, "Hey, do you want to be on the? Do you want to be on here with me when I'm designing everything?" He's like, "I want to show you how to do everything and how to put everything together." I didn't even have to ask him or nothing. He just asked me and said, "Hey, I want to help you and I want to get you going to where you can close these deals on your own." So that's my reflection for the week. I've been pretty busy doing stuff all week, but that's what I was doing.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I want to say all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Because Jeremy, again, consistency and persistency, like Carla, you went out there and you were knocking doors, even when your territory was not open yet. Insofar as freedom being able to install, you were still out there knocking doors, shaking hands, meeting people, making things happen. And then um, you also focused while you were doing all of that on building yourself, on personal development, on making sure that you're accountable, putting your 8 point system out there day in and day out, whether it was 14 points that day or 140 points that day, you put yourself out there and you were accountable. And that is part of what is having you have the results, is that you didn't shy away from being held accountable. You stepped right into it and you embraced it. And now not only are you working the builder side where you're building those subscriptions and you're building a sales force, you're also simultaneously working on the sales side now. So those hundreds of doors that you knocked, you can now go back to and say, I'm ready for you. Are you ready for me? Let me show you, as Chris Hart would say, the different benefits of solar and how you can earn your own versus rent, how you can have a fixed amount that you can concentrate on versus variable, how you can have something that is going to be a certain timeline that you're paying for it and then you own it, right? Versus in perpetuity, actually going and paying the power company. So you can take all of those different points and then what Chris calls a big dog, right? Savings, whether it's the federal savings, whether it's the SRACs. And I learned that there are a couple of states that actually have sales tax and tax credits and tax deductions for solar. So you are going to rock and roll, JD. You got
That's
this.
right.
I know you do.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you are welcome. Now we have the lady of the house, Miss Sabrina.
Good morning, everyone. Have a few wins this week. We're excited about. Eddie and I actually received our M2 on a solar deal this week, so we were excited about that. We also had a teammate who did a water deal with Mrs. Bean, so that was phenomenal. So we're rocking and rolling in that area. We also had a huge 3C event this week that was off the chain. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at any of the pictures, but thank you, Mr. Bean, Mrs. Bean. You guys were phenomenal. Mrs. Bean laid it out. She took it to a whole nother level. Thank you, Angel. Gage was phenomenal. Eddie, you are my backbone. Thank you so much. You stepped in, you took care of things. We ended up having at least 9 or 10 guests there ourselves. We got some appointments set up for tomorrow. We got, I believe, a water deal that may be coming out of that as well. So we're just grateful and thankful for everyone. Oh, let me not forget our registration guys, Miss Kathy and Celeste Bias. You guys were phenomenal at registration. You rocked the house. We are so proud of all of our Houston teams. So thank you.
Awesome, Miss Sabrina and Mr. Eddie. You guys are rocking and rolling. I'm using a Sarah term. Sarah says you guys, and I'm like, Sarah, but you guys are rocking and rolling. You are working as a couple in the same boat, rowing at the same speed. And there's nothing more beautiful than watching a couple like Sabrina and Eddie come together of one accord, lock arms, and then press forward. And it hasn't always been easy. It's not always easy working with your spouse. Sometimes you want to put 10 fingers around his neck, and sometimes he probably wants to put 10 fingers around yours too. But you're working as a team. And I see him smiling. Yes, and for those of you who don't know what the 3 C's are, it's cash, career, and collaboration, right? Because we show people how to what? Make cash, have a career if they want to, if that's what they want it to be, or collaborate, where we have realtors, roofers, electricians, you name it, right? That we collaborate with because they all work in home services. And Sabrina and Eddie, they're making that happen across the board, not only with their building subscriptions, water, solar, networking events, you name it, they're doing it. Claims, Sabrina laid the foundation for us to be able to step into the claims world and be able to own it. So thank you, Sabrina, for that. She's like the organizational queen. But whether it's an Excel flow sheet or whatever it is, she's got it organized. If it's a Zoom, it's a calendar, it's a whatever. She tells us where we need to be when it comes to that and keeps us informed, right? Even with regulations. So Sabrina, thank you, thank you, thank you. And registration, because you're that organization queen, that's why Kathy and Celeste stepped up, because you're like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And I'm sure you lined it up. And they stepped right into it, and they're learning a process. You learned that process from Mrs. Bean. You're duplicating that process. And now you have other people who are duplicating the process. Duplication. The more people in your sales force and the more people that you and Eddie bring together and lead, and they duplicate you, we're going to see you at Executive 15. We're going to see you way up above and beyond that as national directors on the solar side and the water side, right? And the travel side and the home security side and the smart money side. I'm claiming it all, right? Because Mr. Bean said there's no reason each and every one of us should not be at $250,000 a month within 2 to 5 years. And Sabrina and Eddie are on track for that. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for hosting today, Sabrina, and stepping in when we had a little bit of a challenge. Thank you. All right, we have 2 more that we're going to do, and then I've got to get to our speaker for today because she's got a ton of information for us. So we're going to do ladies first, Crazy Cajun. So we're going to do Miss Laura.
Great morning, Crash Camp family. Always a privilege to be here and a pleasure to be here with each and every one of you. So my reflections for this week were, as we are growing in leadership, because Mr. Bean is grooming us as leaders and helping us to mature in leadership. We're going to meet with some situations, challenges, obstacles to our forward movement. And so for me, this past, I would say 7 to 10 days, I've been meeting with some business obstacles. I mean, we know that life happens. Life is going to continue to life no matter what. And we have to stay in forward motion in our business. But in business, so, we had the end of the month. And as we always do, taking inventory about what's happening in the organization, I do that on an ongoing basis, but also, I focus at the end of the month. And so I had some members who did not pay attention to their business and did not then respond to me when I was speaking to them or reaching out to them about their subscriptions. And so I had some negative emotions around that because I was just a little, peeved. I couldn't understand. I see so much value in this business. I see so much promise and so much potential, and that I don't understand when other people don't see it. And so I had to do some emotional work so that I could, come to the place where it didn't slow my roll, right? And in a deal, I had someone that was expressing some very negative things, and it was absolutely untrue because I had reached out to the person, I had offered them my support. They didn't accept it, but then they were complaining about they weren't being supported, and I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm from the Bronx, New York, and I've had a lot of personal development, but I'm telling you, this past week, mm, 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 Boogie Down Bronx wanted to come out. So really, that's what I wanted to share with you. That no matter where we are in this process, we're gonna come to some things that are gonna push us personally to go to the next level, to handle it emotionally so that it doesn't slow our role in what we know we have here. So just a heads up and a warning to people: don't let other people stop what you know you have. So thank you very much for allowing me to share.
Amen, amen. Mr. The goat is in the house. So, Mr. Bean, am I fielding that one, or am I batoning it to you?
No, you keep on doing your thing. Like I said, I'm enjoying myself. I will have a word after the crazy occasion, but go ahead, do your thing.
All right, all right, all right. Miss Laura, I know you, I've watched you with personal development. When it came to Grant Cardone, you jumped in there. Not only did you jump in there, you jumped in there as an angel investor, which means you sponsored other people to come into Grant Cardone so that they could personally develop. I've heard words of wisdom from you over and over and over again. Plus, we both went to City College of New York and Harlem. We know what to do, right? But Mrs. Bean, Mr. Bean always says we are in the business of leadership and personal development. That's it. Period. We walk people along the path of how to personally develop and how to eventually become that 360 leader that they can be like a Laura Johnson who can take those punches, who can be mentally tough and then bounce back, stay positive, learn how to neutralize your negatives, and continue to move towards your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Miss Laura, I've got to share one with you. So all I have to do now is show up for get the proposals together and show up for the proposals, right? So I had this lady on my calendar, and I call her, and her son picks up the phone, and he's like, "My mama inside." And I said, "Ooh, this is gonna be interesting." So he takes it in, and he takes the phone to mama, and mama's in bed. And I'm talking to mama, and she goes, "Nobody wants to help me." And she starts crying. And she says, "You don't bleep, bleep, bleep want to help me either." Bloop. She's off the Zoom. And I sit there and I said, "Okay, that one's done." And then I got the unction that said, "No, it's not. Call that lady back." So I called her back. And she's like, "Don't call me because nobody," and she's going off now on the phone. She's bawling on the phone at this point. And she hangs up again. So I'm like, "I'm really done now. You're not going to hang up the phone on me. This is not going to happen. I am Dr. Arlene." No, I didn't say that. But the unction came again. And that unction said, "Call her back." So I called her back, and I used my DJ voice, very slow, very soft, very soothing. And it turns out that she was in an emotional state because she's paying, and you guys hopefully saw the post I did on that, where she's paying $500 a month where her bill is $500 a month, but she's only paying $290, and she's in this perpetual cycle, and she can't get out of it. And that was the frustration. The frustration wasn't me. The frustration wasn't anything else or the timing of the call. It was that she had reached a limit, that she had to spew out all of that negative to be able to get to a positive. And had I not overcome my own ego, edging out goals, as Mr. Bean always says, had I not been in personal development where I could take that negative, not internalize it, but get to the mindset behind what was causing that negative response and get past her initial wall to get to hear her. The other blessing that came out of that is Virginia is also starting an all solar for all program. And there is a very short window for small business owners to apply to be part of that. And it's for low income. It is for low income solar. And guess what? When I was about to say, if Mr. B, when I get approved for that program, I'm praying that she's my first client that I'm able to close, because she has enough land to do a farm. That's what personal development does for you. And I've watched Miss Laura do it over and over and over again. So thank you, Miss Laura, for setting that example. All right, Crazy Cajun, what you got for us?
Man, good morning, everyone. If y'all not excited about this call already, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, we got the Boogie Down Bronx. We got Dr. Arlene. I mean, this is like awesome, right? So it's like right up my alley of what I'm talking about. So I appreciate all y'all, Mr. Bean, for having this platform. This week was just a pinnacle of some of the things that I had on my list of things to do in my life. So as a salesperson, and one of the things that I love about everybody on this call is we know how to fight in business. And this is, look, for 1 year, I was fighting this vice president on a proposal. For 1 year, the guy never talked to me. This week, not only the vice president, but the CEO of a $10 billion a year company, I had their audience for an hour and a half, and then I had their audience for an hour and a half the next day. Now, I'm saying that not to brag. I'm saying that because I got to climb into the mindset of these people and understand how they think at that level, right? But what was cool was the guy I've been battling like for a year, the vice president. The first thing he does is come over on my side of the table. He shakes my hand. He says, "Man, I got a problem, Boudreaux. I keep burning my roof for my gumbo. I need some help." So, you know, it's like that was like a, hey, congratulations, you did a great job. And what I did, all I did was keep everything professional. Just like Mr. Bean taught us in Grant Cardone, and learning the Grant Cardone, what you take and what you don't take from people. You got to teach people how to treat you, right? And that's in business too. That's the same thing in business. So this week, that was one of my highlights. The second thing was I had a guy from the local TV station meet with me for lunch. I went to this home building thing, and he was there, and he invited me to lunch to sit down and talk about, how we can promote my business, right? On that scale. And I never thought about, I thought about how does commercials work and all of that stuff before, but man, I really got to sit down with this guy and learn the pricing, what's available, and everybody thinks it's $10,000 a second, and it's not. So I'm just telling you, if ever you get this opportunity, do it, because you're going to learn some things about your local TV market that you haven't learned. But more importantly, what I learned was about the demographic of where I live so I can introduce Bill to my marketplace. So that was really some great meetings this week. And I appreciate everybody on this call and everybody on this team, because y'all teach me how to keep developing, to keep having these kind of meetings. So this is what I love about y'all and the leadership. of Mr. and Mrs. Bean. I mean, it's just impeccable. So appreciate you, Dr. Arlene. Thank you for the time. And everybody have a fantastic day today.
And I turn this over to the GOAT.
So, boy, that it's a good content this morning. And it's very, very important and very relevant. You know, people when they talk about business, they always talk about the shiny days, the sunshiny days, and it's always going to be them other ones. You know, them other days are the ones that you got to worry about. Them other days are the ones that you got to prep for, because you know them ones that, you know, it's easy to be a business person when everything is going good for you, but when it's not, uh, who are you then? And that's the challenge that most people have, is like they don't know how to really put themselves in a position where they don't come unraveled. They don't get emotional, right? They don't put themselves in a position where it's like, man, I could have handled it. I wish I knew, you know, how to handle this thing the right way, right? That's what they don't know. That's the things you have to learn. That's the thing that, you know, well, you got a lot of people coming in, that's great. You got a lot of money coming in, that's great. But boy, when you have to actually go to work, you actually have to build a business. You actually have to be accountable for somebody else's emotions and somebody else's decisions and things like that. Who are you then? And so I'm excited for you guys, proud of you guys on all levels when it comes to that. You guys, again, just making it happen. So matter of fact, this morning I had a event to go to, and this person, it was an event for real estate. It was an event for people who are young adults, you know, and children who are looking at being real estate developers, right, in the future. And so had a interesting call. This person wanted me to, and this is what I tell y'all about network marketing. I don't. That's why I don't. I refuse to do network marketing. But the person sent me a message and asked me, basically said, "Hey, look, I'm in this company. They do AI, and you know, wanna want you to support me, support you." I was like, I mean, if it's something that helps me, I have no problem supporting you at all. Uh, I'm not just gonna buy something just to buy something. I'm not gonna be a part of something just to be a part of something. And but the crazy part about it is, you know, I actually put her in a position, let her know, hey, look, we actually have AI already, right? And so it's not that I don't want to support you, it's that I don't need what you have. I already sell it, and we have it coming. So, you know, but I wish you well. You know, I really do wish you well. I want to see you, you know, do well. Oh well, I supported you, and I did everything I did everything that you sold. I'm like, huh? That's not business. That's network marketing. You, I'm not gonna do business with you because you know I want to have another membership. I don't, and for something I'm not going to use, I don't get. I don't understand. That don't make any sense to me. You know, and so people really do have this thing that, hey, if I do business with you, you're gonna do business with me. No, that's not how that works. I don't know where you from, but where I'm from, that we don't do that. And so the event, I end up not going to the event based on the fact that um, I don't want to be around that energy. You know, I just don't. And you know, I refuse to put my son in that environment, in that energy. You know, when it comes to, you know, people trying to bully you into making a decision. I'm like, no, that's not how business is done. That's not how we gonna do business. And so we just want to go to the event. And so for me, you know, I'm standing for what I believe in, and you know, we just won't do business. And as a matter of fact, we probably won't be friends. You know, because you you put yourself in a position where now you blocked yourself from a resource, you know, that you had. I was coming to support you and add value to your event, But now I'm not coming at all. And we'll never do event because I can't do business with emotionally unsophisticated people. Right. So again, you do business, in places where people appreciate you, respect you, and stuff like that. Don't do business with people who are only out there to get money from you and figure out how they can profit. So for me, I'm good. Like Laura said, hey, this is what I did. This is what I'm going to do. And, we're going to make it happen when it comes to my team. I'm just going to get a new team. That's not what she said, but she understands that. Like I told her, one of the things that I tell you guys all the time, the reason why a lot of you are controlled by your team is because your team is not big enough. Okay. When you can look at your team and 100% of the people on your team, you don't really have a team. You got a crew, right? You should never know. I don't know who all in my team. I don't know when they coming in because there's so many of them coming in, right? That's how you have to build it. So, it's like a colonel on an army base. They don't know all of this. They know who work in their office. They don't know who's in their battalion. They don't know any of those people. They don't know most of those people, right? And so that's the thing. You got to put yourself in a position where you have so many people coming into um, your group that it won't even matter, right? So go build your businesses, right? And you build your businesses, they will come. So I'll turn back over to you, Dr. Ali. I'm looking forward to the training from Sarah today, and I came with my pen, my pad, and I came ready to learn. So let's get it.
All right, let's go. Thank you, sir, for that. Exactly. People do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. You talk about that all the time, and not allowing yourself to be bullied, but actually making a decision that is for the benefit of you, your family, your friends, your finances, your fitness, and making that determination and not being bullied. So thank you for reinforcing that. I am excited that Mr. Bean has tagged Sarah George. And Sarah George today, and she'll tell you what she's talking about, but I'll tell you that she's put her money where her mouth is. So we started this journey, and it wasn't a journey that was quick. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very straight up with that. We started this journey well, quick is relative though. It is relative. We started this journey late December of 2024, where Landon offered an opportunity for us to pilot, and when I say us, I mean the Foresight family, to pilot lead generation. And that he would walk us through each step and help us to get to the point where we understood lead generation and we could apply lead generation to multiple arms of our businesses. And Sarah pushed me. It's really good to have the next generation pushing the generation before them. And she said, Mom, we're gonna go to these webinars. And I'm like, another webinar. Okay, we're gonna go. And she said, Mom, we're gonna learn this lead generation thing. All right, Sarah, we're gonna learn this lead generation thing. And I love technology, but I wasn't up for lead generation right then and there because I'd done it before. I had tried other systems and they had not worked like this one. And Sarah went ahead and learned it and spent one-on-one time with Landon. And then she pulled Daniel into it, and he fine-tuned some of the language for the AI, and Sarah fine-tuned the videos, and she'll show you how that got accomplished. And I'll tell you what the results were. The results were that since January, we've had over 700 leads come in through Facebook ads. Our ad spend per day was $20 per day, so it did cost. My kids call me the purse, and I'm about to tell them Bank of Mom is closed since they're making their own money, right? But it took about $20 a day. And out of that, we've had enough sales, one, to move forward with me as a mentor, enough sales for Sarah to be close to doing her own deals. And then our next goal is going to have Daniel do his own deals. And then my cousin Audra is jumping in on this. So we're going to have her get to the point where she can do her own deals, all from lead generation. I wanted to put this out there so that you can understand what it can do for you. And then Mr. Bean decided that he was going to kind of nudge us a little bit more and said, don't forget your recruiting part of it. So we're working on that arm too, and videos for that with Mr. Bean. So with that, and let me just add one more thing before I turn it over to Sarah George. As a result of the lead generation, and since I've started closing deals on my own, we've put ourselves in a position where over the past 3 weeks, we've closed 4 deals, and those 4 deals will net us anywhere from $18,000 to $26,000 in income. Income, not, gross sales, anything like that. 18,000 to 26,000 in income. That puts us on track for a $300,000 year. I'm gonna let that sink in.
Mm.
And and that is just solar. I didn't count in there the fact that Mr. Bean is going to be getting his overrides, and as Daniel and Sarah and Audra and the rest of the team start driving through, I'll be getting my overrides, right? So with that being said, Sarah George, are you ready, girl?
Hold on. With that being said, no. This is the thing, guys. Hold on. 300,000, 300 stacks, 300 bills, right? So this is the thing. So because it goes when you go back and say, hey, the vision, right? It's like I told y'all from stage. Y'all can sell. You go find people and let people sell what they want to sell. Go find people, put them in the system, let people be who they're gonna be, right? And it don't matter, because what you see for people is they don't see for themselves. I didn't see you as the solar queen. I saw you as somebody who's building a team and whatever it is, and making some things happen. But to have what you guys have right now is amazing. But the process started way back. It wasn't with Landon. It was just started way back with the vision. When you're building a company out, and I'm going to have a solar vision. You basically, with the mentors, we have a group of mentors. That's one part of solar vision, but you have a whole entirely different part of solar vision rolling. You, Sarah, and Daniel, and it is creating residuals, those overrides and everything else that I talked about. Right. And so if you just keep on building it, as I'm telling you, it will work. Somebody will pop up in your group, and they will be your Arlene George, your Sarah George, your Daniel George. You're going to have those, but you have to be on point and on purpose in order for that to happen. You have to stay the course. You have to stay emotionally sophisticated. You have to stay plugged in. You have to stay training. You have to give them, the emotional foundation that they need, and the security to know that you're going to be here today and not gone tomorrow, right? They need to see you grinding, getting it. They need to see you humping and hitting it. And so, I appreciate you guys, going out there, doing your thing, and setting an example for people. And that's very, very important. I appreciate that. So I'll turn it back over to you. Drum roll, please. You can go ahead and introduce your presenter for the day.
Let's go, Sarah George. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome. I'm so excited to share this training with you guys. I feel like it'll be very beneficial, so let me hop right into it. And I'll tell you guys right now, my brother, my mom, they are the huge people person, so I will be sharing all facts today. And I hope you guys bear with me. Okay, so can you guys all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, and if anyone has any questions at all during the duration of this training, like don't type it in the chat, don't raise your hand, just unmute and ask me, because I promise you, you can ask me something and the next day I will forget it. Or the next second I will forget it. Okay, so, or you can put it in the chat and mom will ask me. Okay, so what I'm going to be covering today is social media and ad lead mastery. So I'm so excited. Let's build the ads that work, okay? So what we're gonna cover and what I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna walk you through, if you've already did the ad process, you know this, but I'm gonna walk you through the ad process and what you would do to build your ads. I'm not gonna go into detail, and I'm gonna show you exactly what our system looks like set up and go high level and what you get when you start running ads. I'm gonna show you how to build credibility on your social media. So when people go to your page, they say, this is a legitimate business. Like, this is amazing. I'm gonna show you how to find and how to study high performing ads. And then if CapCut wants to comply today, because CapCut can be a little bit messy, then I will show you guys how to create those videos as well. So before I get into this training, I just want to say we sell more than just solar. We also recruit, we also train, we have water, we have security. So you can essentially use this information I'm going to tell you and use it in any arena in your life. If you have a personal business, you can use that for as well. I know myself, I'm a writer. I use this to further my writing business as well. Okay. So when you are looking for ads and when you are looking to start your ads, what you should do is create your business page. Make sure it looks professional. And then once you have your business page on Facebook set up, then you can create a Facebook business page, which is going to allow you to run ads and campaigns. And then you go high level. And then once you have those, and don't think this is a long process. Like, we have a system and a course, like in Google Drive, and we meet over Zoom every week, twice a week. Okay, so don't think this is a lot. It's a very easy process. You can complete this whole thing in a week if you wanted to. Okay, so then we're going to create something called a Twilio account. And a Twilio account is going to allow you to call and message people. And when you combine that with Go High Level, is going to be automatic and AI responding for you. Okay, and then once you get on Go High Level, you have something called a dashboard overview. We personally don't use it because it took extra time to set up and we didn't want to go through that, but you can use it to track your lead generation. And also when you assign yourself tasks to do at a certain time, it'll give you reminders and you can track if you completed those or not. And then once you have your Go High Level set up, we just create a Facebook form and then we integrate it with Go High Level for you. And then from there, you have your automatic lead setup already starting. So let me take this off of and take you guys to actual Go High Level, okay? And if I go too fast, let me know. I am a fast talker. So everyone here has the free account with Build. You guys can do all of this on the Build account. We personally go through Go High Level because we like the fact that Go High Level, while they're fixing it, they have 24/7 Zoom support. So whenever something was wrong, I could go on Zoom, they would fix it for me. And we like the fact that we can have more than one sub account, which is basically in language that people can use if they're not in ads. Basically what a sub account is, a different account where you can run a new ad completely different. So if you wanted to run a baking business and your Build business, you would need 2 sub accounts for that. And with the Build one, you only get 1 sub account that you use for your solar system. Okay. So I want to show you guys exactly what it looks like and what our leads look like. So this is what you call an opportunities page. Okay, before I was going to take you guys through workflows and try to show you guys everything, but that is something that you can do when we're at the Zoom to set people up for lead generation. So when we get a new lead from Facebook, and the reason why you need Go High Level or CRM is because you typically will not get notified when you have a new lead from Facebook until like 4 hours later. And it is best to call your leads within 4 minutes of getting the lead. So they're fresh in their mind and they're like, yes, I did fill out that form. We have leads that we weren't able to get in contact with from 3 months ago. And you call them like, I never filled out a form, but yes, I did. Okay, so as you can see, I will zoom out so you guys can see a little bit better. But as you can see, this is where our leads come in, okay? So they go into new leads, and then you can actually edit this page to look exactly how you want, okay? So my computer is glitching. Let me close some stuff. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We have people organized in new leads. Dale and I have our separate call list. We have attempted contacts. We have third attempt contacts. We have booking confirmed. One thing to be very mindful of when you're running leads, something I'll say again at the ad generation meetings, is that even though we install in 36 states, we do not install in every single zip code in those 36 states. So even if you get a bill within a state, always ask the mentor, hey, do we install here? Ask them before the meeting so you don't show up to a meeting excited, just for a mentor to say, we cannot install there for you. Okay, and then that time slot can be used for another person. So this is what it looks like when you have all your ads come in. And then let me take you to my favorite part, which is the conversations piece. Okay, so when your ads are set up and you have lead generation going, you're also going to have an AI that you program to whatever you want it to say, whatever tone, whatever voice, and it is automatically going to text people for you. Now, this feature, you are also able to do the same with emails. However, we never went that far. Okay. So this is what it looks like. We have an initial message sent out that says, hey, Kenneth, or hey, what are the leaders? I am Luna, GeoSolar Consultants AI assistant. I want to confirm it was you who filled out our Facebook form. And then he said, I'm not qualified. I own a trailer. You're going to have some people in lead generation who are on an RV and they want solar, or they don't have good credit, or for some reason they're disqualified. So don't think every single lead you're going to call is automatically going to be yes, sell, buying. We've called every single one of our leads so far. And while we've booked appointments, we've come across a plethora of reasons people have not gone forward. One guy actually told me that his number was the FBI hotline. So you will come into different personalities and different situations. So be careful with that. And then this is the information you can get. Okay. So that is Go High Level and what Go High Level looks like once it's set up and you're running your ads. I'm telling you, once the setup is done, it is probably the easiest process. Dale and I, we make about 50 calls a day, but those 50 calls a day can literally be done in like 2 hours or an hour and a half. And some days, the first person I call, because these people are already interested, books the appointment, 5-minute phone call, book the appointment, get the bill. You know what? I'm tired today. So I'm going to take that one phone call, that was that bill, and that 5 minutes, and I'm out. I'm living my life, right? So you don't have to put too much time into this once it's set up. Just call, follow up, and make sure you're constantly working those leads. Okay, so when you pull up people's contact form, which you're going to have in Go High Level, you're going to see their name, their email. You're going to ask, are they a homeowner? How much is their monthly utility bill? I recommend putting in the fact that asking for their zip code, because we have the Freedom Forever portal, so we're able to see if we install it before we book them. And then you also get their phone number, okay? But you can literally ask for virtually any information, and then this is what you're going to see. And then also you can stop the automation by saying do not contact. And if they text stop, it automatically turns on do not contact. But the thing with lead generation that I love is that to say, do not text me, great, I'm gonna call you. Do not call me, great, I'm going to email you. Do not email me, great, I'm going to message you on Facebook. And you would be surprised how many people told our AI to stop contacting them. We called them, they said, do not call them. So Dale and I were like, okay, you call this person, I call this person. They said yes to the other person, because they're not gonna always hear the company name, they're just gonna know I'm interested in solar. And it depends on the mood that you catch them in. Okay, so I highly recommend working as a team on this because it's amazing. So that is the overview of Go High Level. Does anyone have any questions about that or what to expect with ads? If not, I'll move to the next topic.
There was one question. Miss Kathy had
Mhm.
one question. It's about being able to go back and listen to this training. This training is being recorded, and I do believe Mr. Bean streams these live in our Facebook group.
See,
Mhm. Okay, so I will go for it. So what I want to take you guys to like through today is called a like campaign. So basically a like campaign is $5 a day. You run it for 2 to 3 days. Pardon? Yes, so you do not need go high level, like it says on the slide, you do not need go high level to do this like campaign. So what this like campaign is going to do is going to generate followers for you. So I want to walk you guys through the process. I was gonna walk you guys through the process now, but I'm gonna do it at the end, just to make sure I have time to get you guys through the content side. So basically, if you want thousands of followers within 3 days, this can get you that. It's about $5 a day. Very, very simple. Okay. And then if you're worried about those followers not translating to likes, people from building in this company will engage and interact with your posts. And over time, you can add testimonials and you'll just build that credibility on. Okay. So what a like campaign is, you're basically going to post this photo that says you deserve to be happy. And then you're going to post in the comment section, you deserve to be happy. It's going to link to your Facebook page. You're going to run it in countries that are not major first world countries. And then people are going to like your page and also follow you as well. Okay, so after your likeness campaign is finished running, if we have a TikTok and an Instagram account, however, we do not use those accounts because we have found we really just want the income. We are mostly focused on working on leads. It is okay if we do not have this massive following on other social media platforms. However, for recruiting, if you're not just doing solar sales, it'll be best to make sure your followers translate. So what you can do is when your likeness campaign is done, or even as it's going, put in your bio the links to all of your other social medias. Encourage people to click those links and follow you there. And also, one personal hack I love about Facebook is that you can go onto a post and you can add all your followers. So at the end of your likeness campaign, if you're going to post something about solar, if you're going to post something about solar, or you're going to post something about recruiting, anything you want to drive people to, at your followers and say, follow us here, or pay attention to this. And all of your followers will get the notification and they can follow you on other platforms. That's personally a tip I love the most. Okay. So I am moving fast. Does anyone have any questions about the likeness campaign? I hope I have time to walk you guys through the process at the end. Okay. So if there are no questions, I'm going to move on to finding high performing ads. So from our experience with ads, we were using a video that was getting us ads, more ads than we're getting now. We were getting ads for about 87 cents per ad. And right now we're getting leads for $3 and like 83 cents per lead, right? So the thing with high performing ads is you do not just want to find an ad that is going to bring in leads. You want to find an ad that's going to bring high quality leads, because the first video we used was bringing in leads, but people were calling us scammers because they weren't getting the incentives they were advertising. People had no idea that they fill out a form for solar. So when they were getting to the appointment, they were automatically shutting down the mentor. They were automatically saying no. Or when we called them, they would just yell at us and hang up. So then we sat there and we said, we need to find a video that is going to bring in people, not just bring in people, but bring in people who are interested in solar, ready to buy, and have already thought about solar. So what I did was I went to YouTube. I started researching ways to build ads. I tried to build the ad by myself with just a script, with doing minimal research because I wanted it in a day. And the video first, it was so horrible we didn't even post it. So then what I decided to do after I went to a webinar was to find an ad that's already performing well enough, that's already being run by another company, and duplicating it. So a way that you can find an ad and duplicate it is the simplest way. Go on YouTube, search solar panel ads, and just take 30 minutes and watch a whole bunch, because some of them are 30 seconds. Go on Instagram and TikTok. I would search solar panels until I started getting ads for solar. And then when I started getting ads for solar, I started interacting with every single ad of solar and liking it so I would get more. And then I discovered something called the Meta Ad Library, which is one of my favorite ways to find high performing ads. So what the Meta Ad Library is that it's free and open for everyone. It lists and shows you all the metrics and all of the ads that are listed on every single Meta platform. So, and the way it works is you go there, there's like a search bar, you click all ads. You can either type in solar and it'll put up solar ads, but I do not recommend that because a lot of people have really bad ads and you do not want to waste your time looking at bad ads. But what you can do is you can research high performing or really successful solar companies before you go on Meta Library. So if you have a solar company right down the street from you, you can search their name in Meta Ads. It will show you every single ad that they are running and you can watch it. Now, another thing that I really like about Meta Ads that you don't get with YouTube, but you do get with Instagram and TikTok, is that you can click on their information, you can go to their landing page, and you can go through their funnel. So when I say, thank you so much, appreciate it. So when I say go through the funnel, I mean, most of you guys own your home. And just because you're selling solar, you already have solar, does not mean you cannot tell these solar companies you are looking for solar. So you can enter in your information and you can go through their solar funnel. You can even sit down at a consultation with them, ghost them after, and see what their follow-up system is. You can even not show up and see what the follow system is for someone who's a no-show. So I highly recommend going through people's funnel, studying their strategy, and then just reapplying whatever you think worked the most, especially landing pages. Like some of these people have these intricate animated landing pages, and now that you have it, bookmark it, keep it, so that when you have more solar sales coming in and you feel like you want to invest more into your business to make it more efficient, you can pay a professional to make a landing page like that. Okay? So I love it. And if I'm going too fast, let me know, because again, I am a fast talker. So another thing I really want to say to people and really drive home, not every single ad that you run, that you see, is an ad that you should run. So raise of hands, who here would automatically run to Freedom Forever and look at the ads they're running and try to replicate it and run it on their Facebook page? Just raise your hand or unmute and say me, or type in the chat me. Okay, I was that person. I said, I am going to look at brands like Nike and Adidas. I am going to make it apply to solar, and I'm going to run the ad, and it is going to be amazing. It's going to be like the ads I see on TV. One thing that you should remember, you are different from big brands. You are looking for a sales-driven ad and not these reputation-maintaining ads that big brands run, okay? Big brands, what they do is they want to build a reputation. They run ads for visibility so that eventually when people are in the market, instead of talking to the person who talked to them, they're like, wait, I heard about solar before, Freedom Forever, Sunrun. They're big companies. Let me look up their office and see what's going on. Okay, you do not have time to wait. They can wait because they have the big budget. They can wait because they have us driving sales to them as well. Okay, so what to notice when you're looking at a big brand ad is to know, is it focusing on the brand's awareness and reputation? Meaning, are they saying Sunrun? Are they saying Freedom Forever, Nike, Adidas, like 11,000 times during the ad just to run home memory? Does it seem like a long-term strategy where they're talking about the general gist of solar, where they're talking about their accomplishments, what they've done in the field or newer products? Okay. Is it more emotional where they're showing a lot of family, where they're showing a lot of entertaining content, where they're just like, look at how fun it is at our company, or how can I keep your attention for the longest? Is there a call to action at the end? Because big brand ads, they have minimal to no call to action. And the one thing you always want to make sure your ad does is drive action home. You want to direct people into giving you their information. You don't want to just leave it up in the air. Okay? You do not have time to wait. The ads that you come across need to be sales driven and not brand nor reputation driven. Okay? And then I'll also get into, because I have ads I want to show you guys. I'll get into how to analyze them and how to break them down. So, how to identify a sales-driven ad. A sales-driven ad is always going to have an immediate action. They're always going to tell people to fill out this form, see if they qualify or need to do more. They're always going to, instead of being focused on brand, they're going to be focused on solving a problem. They're going to talk about the water is so polluted, you can get cancer and your skin can break out. Electric companies are charging so much, soon you'll have $1,000 bill. Or there are so many blackouts in the area that if there are heavy storms coming around, you and your family won't have electricity. Okay, so they're focusing about the problem up front and they're getting the like, pardon? Yes, if they need additional income, that could also be a problem that you solve for them. Another thing is they have very clear, strong to action. There is no doubting what the purpose of the ad is for. You have this problem, I can solve it, so do this so I can solve it for you. Enter in your information or just click on the website, okay? What they do is they use information and they use emotion. So when the difference between emotion in a big brand and emotion in a sales-driven brand is that a big brand will try to make you feel warm. They'll talk about your family, but they'll talk about everyone's family loves this. A sales-driven ad, they might use your family in the ad, but they'll say, protect your family. It'll be more from a pain point than anything. Okay, so you want to use the information and the emotion to build the sales and not just info dump for the sake of having people remember you. Okay, so big brands, they are slow, they're for visibility, they are for building brand. Sales ads, they are fast, they solve a problem, and they drive sales right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys 4 ads. Can I have one volunteer who's willing to unmute? And then after I'm done showing these ads, tell me which ad they think is the best that they would want to replicate.
Yes, me.
Okay, perfect. All right. So let me get this up and running for you guys. And Brenda, let me know which ad catches your attention the most.
Stick around because in 30 seconds, I'm going
It's
to
not this ad.
explain the
That's
problem
ad.
with the entire solar industry and how Project Solar is solving. Here are the solar panels you want. Here's the middleman who comes to your house to sell you the solar panels. And here are the solar panels installed on your house. Project Solar cuts out the middleman, saving you thousands of dollars on the exact same system. At Project Solar, we've taken a historically messy and complicated process.
Okay, can you guys hear the screen, by the way? Let me know, because I might,
Yes.
you can hear it? All right, perfect.
Considering going solar? Consider what SunPower is up to right now. Making solar that goes higher, farther, faster. Putting 30 years of record-breaking solar where it matters most. Your home. Demand better solar. Ask for SunPower.
Okay, so that is the first one. And bear with me, guys. I apologize. My computer is running very, very slow today.
What if the answer to powering a pure
Okay, so that is the first one, Brenda. And let me get back. And then this is one from Sunrun. And guys, I want you to remember these ads because after Brenda.
Power outages and outrageous energy
I'm gonna talk
bills.
about
But
them. So remember these ads as best you can to your memory because we will be talking about them as a group afterwards.
power outages and outrageous energy bills. But not for everyone. Sunrun powers homes with solar and a backup battery. Through the storm, these customers' power never stopped. Their water stayed hot and their bill did not rise 1 cent.
There was no downtime at all.
I was very happy to have power. They even took care of their neighbors.
We had no water. That's why we were coming over here.
With solar and a backup battery, you too can power through. Sunrun, power through.
All right, that is number 2, Sunrun. And this one is from the Meta library. So you guys are going to be able to catch a small glimpse of what the Meta ad library looks like. Okay. So this one.
Thinking about going solar, but not sure whether it's worth it for your home? Well, before you get quotes, there are 3 things you need to know about going solar and one easy way to find them out. Number 1, you need to know how much solar you'll need to eliminate your electricity bill completely. 2, you need to know how much solar you can actually fit on your roof. And 3, you need to know what the ideal solar system will cost after federal, state, and utility incentives. In the past, to find out all this information, you had to get a solar installer in your area to examine your roof in person, but not anymore. Our unique solar calculator at solarestimate.org uses machine learning to scan your roof to tell you whether solar is worth it for your home. It will tell you how much electricity your roof can generate, how many solar panels you can actually fit on your roof, how much you can reduce your monthly electricity bill with solar based on your utilities pricing plan, and the magic number every homeowner wants to know: how long will it take for the system to pay for itself? No other solar calculator does all this. Now, if the payback on solar is better than other low-risk options like paying off your mortgage, then solar makes a lot of sense. The typical payback time for solar is under 10 years, making it a no-brainer given the historically low interest rates we have at the moment. So to find out if solar is worth it, test your home with America's most accurate solar calculator by clicking on the link below. Now, you may already know that solar is worth it and just want to find out.
All right, we're going to stop it there. And then after this, I have one more ad to show you. But before I get off this page, does anyone have questions about the Meta ad library since we're on the application right now? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yes,
So-
Mr. Dale.
So do you just type in Meta, ads and that you get to that space? Because I've been looking for this right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can look it up, but I've been on it for a while, so I think part of the reason why it comes up in my Google search is because I used to be on it every day. But there's also a way to find it on Facebook. If you go to your Facebook, just search up Facebook Meta Ad Library, and you should come up. But if not, I'll just copy the link and I'll send it into the group chat so you can use it as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, so then what you're gonna do is basically, I wanna show you guys before we get off this application, is that if you're looking for an ad, it's gonna show you this search bar at the top. You can click on all ads because not every solar ad is going to be under the one that you choose. And then from there, in this search box, you can type a company name, or you can type solar and see different ads that come up. Okay. So I have one more ad to show you, Miss Brenda, and then you can make your decision. This is one that I had to screen record to get on there because you're not going to be able to get every ad.
This is the map of America. And if you live in one of the 20 states revealed at the end of this video, you can literally pay nothing to get the latest generation of solar panels installed on your roof. You see, just recently, the US government released a new stimulus program with the goal to encourage as many Americans as possible in efforts to contribute to a healthier planet. You can get brand new solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall or equivalent at no cost today, plus a check in the mail for your first 18 months. The only catch is you have to live in one of the 20 states. If you live in one of these states, you are one very lucky person. Seriously, you could literally start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill. Pretty amazing, right? But how do you know if you live in one of these 20 states? Well, just click the button below this video and take a quick 60-second survey and you'll know your answer. From there, you'll need to answer a few questions, which by the way, takes only about 60 seconds in total. And by the end, you'll know if you qualify. So if you do, in just a few weeks, you'll have complete energy freedom. You will finally generate your own power instead of relying on the grid to keep your lights on. And you'll start saving thousands of dollars on your electricity bill every single year. Plus, in case you ever produce more power than your home actually needs, you'll be able to sell all the excess electricity back to your power provider. Just click the button below this video and take our 60-second survey to see if you qualify. Seriously, if you live in one of these 20 states, you're in big luck. Go ahead, click the button below this video and see if you qualify today.
Okay, so Miss Brenda, which ad would you choose to duplicate?
I would go with the second one.
With the second one?
Yeah,
How come? Can you share your reasoning?
because it has an actual, I like the fact that it has a testimony. I mean, the other two, the first one I didn't like at all. And the last one, I mean, it does have some good information, but it just doesn't like put me to where, you know, I'm gonna fill out my information in there because of course I live in one of those states and it just doesn't make sense to me.
All right, well, thank you for sharing. Does anyone else want to share what ad they would use?
Yeah, I would.
Now, go ahead. Go, Dale.
Oh, so for me, it's number 3 because it's full of details. He goes through the solar. It has a solar calculator, and I'm an engineer, so I'd have jumped on the solar calculator.
Okay.
Number one,
I like
number
that.
one was, yeah, number 1 was cool, but it didn't have no information, right? So, and number 3 was, to me, it was a little flimsy because anytime somebody says you're gonna get something for free, man, nobody wants to punch on that, you know. So number 2 was good. It did have sun run in it a lot, but it actually solved the problem for people. That's just
Okay. Mr. Bean, you had an ad you wanted to choose?
Yeah. Actually, I'm more along the lines of the detail side of it when it comes to me being in that state. Like I said, number 3. But if I would have saw number 2 first, it would have been which one of those ads got to me first. And so that's the thing that I also want to make sure you guys understand is that it's not necessarily which is the best ad 100% of the time. It's always who's getting their ads out there first, and people are going to click on what they see first, not because they don't know who really is the best. But I would have, if I would have saw both of them at the same time, I would have took number 3 based on the numbers, based on, because I'm a numbers guy too. But if I would have saw number 2 first, again, I probably would have took number 2 as well.
Yeah, so actually you guys are all right. The only wrong answer was the SunPower one. Okay, so most brands, while they do the big branding, and as you can see in the, let me break it down. As you can see in the Sunrun one, that one was actually really good. They had a pain point, they drove home the solution. The only thing they didn't have was a call to action. Okay, so the purpose of this slide is to show you guys you're never going to just replicate the ad exactly. You're always going to add something. So you want to find out what was done good in the ad. So what I really liked about the Sunrun ad is that they created that urgency. That is the only ad on this page that had the hook that I am confident would stop people from scrolling, because what you have to do when you're building an ad is to get an ad that's going to grab people's attention first. And then what I really liked about the solar estimate ad, which is the third one, is the fact that he was very detailed. But again, he didn't really have the hook, and he was very long. Almost 3-minute ad. Most people are not going to sit through that. So what you're going to do with that ad is, and also, by the way, guys, any of these ads I'm sharing, you guys can take, edit, even take what I'm saying and recreate the video and run it for yourself. Okay, so don't think this is just a training. Anything on this slideshow, you guys can take and use. Okay, so then the third one, what you would do for that ad is that you would edit it to be shorter. You would edit it to be more concise. You would have more call to action rather than clicking down. And with the third one is you would create urgency, because there's not urgency, it's more lax. Like, if you want solar, here's how it works. Fill out your information, we'll get back to you. I actually really like the fourth one, because while it said it's free, I personally say with minimal cost in the ads. I don't use free, I don't use no cost. I say with minimal cost, and it could go down to nothing, because that is true for some people. So what I really liked about the third ad is that when it said, if you live in one of these 12 states, we're salespeople. We are trained to see through all of the sales tactics, but most people who are not in sales, they're going to say, in one of these 20 states, am I going to be in one of these 20 states? I have no idea. And so they get to the end of the video wanting to know if they're in these 12 states. Just to find out if they're going to be in one of these 12 states, they have to fill out their information. Okay, so that one was very informative. The fourth one, while we didn't use the hook line, if you're in one of these states, that is actually very similar to the ad we're running now. And from the same company, I got that ad that we're running now, actually. And then another thing that the fourth video did that was really good at the end was that it created urgency. So having a call to action is not the end of the ad. You need to have a call to action, yes, but you need people to feel like they have to urgently get back to you. They have to fill out their information now. So it had the countdown. I didn't show the whole countdown because I don't know if you guys want to just spend 10 seconds of your life looking at a countdown. But that countdown can be really good for your ads, because they're like, okay, this offer goes away in this time. Again, most people are not looking through the sales process. They're not salespeople. They don't know that they could fill out the information at any time and we'll get back to them. They think, I have to fill this out now. I have to do this now, or it's going to go away. They're going to have a fear of missing out. And that's what you want to drive in people, a fear of missing out. If you do not do this, then I will go solve the problem I was solving for you for someone else, and they'll get your spot. Okay. So when you're analyzing, what do you look for in these ads when you're analyzing? You want to look at the hook. You want to look at the problem. You want to look at the call to action, their visuals, and the intent. And while you're looking at this, you want to remember, facts tell, but emotions sell. Okay. So look at the hook and see if it stops you from scrolling. Like, just scroll, just doom scroll. Set a timer so you don't doom scroll for too long, but just doom scroll on social media and see what videos get you to stop scrolling and watch it. And then see how you can use that hook, because you can make your own script, your own video. You don't have to duplicate. I duplicate because it was easiest for me, because while I'm creative in the business sense, I don't find myself very creative in the sales aspect. But you can create your own scripts. So look at the hook and then just see how you can use it for whatever you're selling. Look at the script and analyze. So listen to the words and say, what problem is this ad saying I have? What solution are they telling me they have? And what is the outcome in this script when I, the customer, meet with them, the business, and we do business together? That's what you want to analyze when you listen to scripts. You also want to listen to their call to action. Not everyone is going to have this emotional call to action. Sometimes it's going to be factual, logical, like things like that. Look at the call to action, see what they're saying, and see how you can duplicate it. So some people might say, fill out this form, click this link. Some people just ask for a phone number. Some people just ask for people to comment down below in the comment section. And that's all they do. They don't have a CRM. And for people like that who ask people to comment down in the comment section, that is amazing for you. Because if you're looking at solar ads as a solar salesperson, and someone has now commented on another solar company, I'm interested. It doesn't matter if you message 30 people, because it takes 30 seconds if you just get ChatGPT to make you a message, you copy and paste it into Google Drive and you keep it there. And then whenever you see someone who says they're interested on another solar company's ad, you just message them. It doesn't matter if you message 30 and only 3 respond. And from those 3, you get 1 sale, because now you just made what, $3,000 from 5 minutes of messaging. So one thing I always say is, while you are also you're researching, yes, for your own ad, but these other companies' ads are also yours. So their comment section, you can message them, you can reach out to them, and then you can book them on the calendar as well. Okay. So one thing you always want to do is you want to tap into people's pain points. So the pain point for solar is it's too much money, or they're constantly losing electricity. How can I make sure that is driven home in my script? You want to tap into what people desire. People desire to be free, to be like save money. Okay. So if you're recruiting, okay, here's how you can make money. So if you want to say, because we're all one team, we all, like, if people say you can share something of theirs and use something of theirs, use it. For the most part, what I know, most people, when they tell their stories, they say you can use our stories. If you are recruiting and you want to bring people in, we have so many people in this team that make sales, and you can also use our story as well with the funnel of, we have a written down live coach system to get you where it has earned, because we're 3 people, we're a team, Mom, Daniel, me, where it has earned 3 people $18,000 to $25,000 within 3 weeks. Yes, it took us months to get to the point where we were and working it, but we did those sales in 3 weeks. We're going to continue to do those sales for so long. And since we have made the process already, other people aren't going to work their ads for months before they see the first sale. Other people are going to be able to see their ads immediately within the first month and get their payout and start producing. Okay, so that is also something you can use for the recruiting ad if you want to talk about that funnel. Okay, another thing that you're looking for when you're in scripts is you not only want to make the solution clear to them, but you want to get an emotional reaction out of them by thinking of what you're solving. So I'm not just going to say you're saving money. In the ad that I made, we talked about saving money, and if you're in certain states, potentially getting your electricity payments down to 0. Because if you don't know, in DC, we had a customer, though we didn't get her through the ads, she was a friend of ours. Her system was completely paid for by the incentives, and she also got an additional $20,000 of incentives. So for some people, they're actually not going to pay anything for solar. They're actually going to get paid to go solar. So you can mention that briefly. Don't make it the focal point, because then people will feel cheated. If you make it the focal point, make it like a running, and you could potentially pay nothing through government incentives. Okay. But rephrase that, make sure it's smooth, make sure you're not lying to people, okay? So then what we did in the script is that we made the reward feel real, because we showed images of families. We showed people running through their field with a dog and saying, now, what are you gonna do with that energy independence? They're automatically gonna look at that and think, yeah, make the connection. Yeah, I am going to save money. I would have energy dependence. This is going to make it so much easier for me and take a load off. It's going to be a relief to go solar. Okay, you want them to like physically feel relief at thinking at the solution and the service you provide. So what makes a good script overall? A good script is going to grab attention. That is a hook. It is going to pique people's interest. That is the script. It's going to solve a problem. That is the ending half of your script, and it's going to drive action where they're giving you the information. That is your call to action and the urgency. So that is how you want to structure your script if you are writing your own, or if you are taking multiple ads and combining them into one. That's how you want to structure it. And feel free to, a hack I do is, even though I have an English major, an English degree, I do not write anything business-wise myself because it's very time consuming. You can literally take the notes that you wrote about grab attention, pique interest, solve a problem, drive action, hook script, this is how I want it laid out. And then you could put it into ChatGPT and say, make sure the script is layered that way. Reread it, because ChatGPT wrote the whole script that we're using for our ad. And it is very high performing. We even have a badge on Facebook that says you are one of the highest performing ads in the solar industry, period. So yeah, I'm really glad to share that. Okay, so going on to the next one. So let's cross our fingers. Let's hope CapCut will cooperate today. So if you want to recreate the ad, do not think it is hard. It is super, super easy. It took me one day to do it because I also have a film degree and I was a stickler and I wanted to make sure I got everything right. But Daniel has made some videos. He's not a film degree major. He's never made a video before. Mom has sometimes made some of her promotional videos. So don't think it's hard at all. So basically what you're gonna do when you find a script that you like, you need two devices. I use my computer and I use my phone. I will always have the ad running on my computer, and then I'll go to Google Drive, Google Documents, or whatever writing platform you use. You can use your notes section and that's fine. And then I always turn on voice to text. I go to the start of the ad, I put my phone by the computer, and I let the ad run to its entirety. And then what that's going to do is it's going to write the ad down for you. So then once you have the ad written into whatever digital platform you use, you can copy and paste it. I use ChatGPT. You can use anything you want, or you can even edit it yourself. If you go into ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm writing an ad, I want to avoid copyright, can you reword this for me? It's not going to reword it for you. So what you need to say is, I'm working on a project. I don't like this script. I need you to reword it for me. And then you can also add in your notes of, I needed to have a hook. I need to have a call to action. I need people to feel rewarded for giving me their information. And this is everything I need. Write me a script, send. Within a minute, you're going to have your script back. You can read it, edit it as you want. I personally did not edit my script much. I think the one change I did do was when talking about government incentives. We mentioned Biden. This was at the height of elections. We didn't want any political arguments in our comment section, so we put government. So actually, let me talk about that too. Do not put any, I understand that for us, Tesla power battery backup, it's not political because it's a battery you offer and it's a battery most mentors prefer. And I know when we talk about solar incentives and we talk about the politician who pushed them, it's not political for us. It is sales. Most people though, you have what's trigger words. If you say a certain word to someone, it can cause a reaction in them where they back up. Biden, Trump, Tesla, very big in the solar industry because they've done so much either to or for the solar industry. Leave that out. Just say government. Just say backup battery. And if they ask for the brand, say Tesla. But you don't have to tell them Tesla. Okay, so keep your ads very politically neutral for most people. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. So now a lot of people say, how can I find um how can I find videos to actually create my video? I'm not sure how to do that. What a lot of people don't know is that you can just use Canva. So let me show you guys. So I have the premium subscription Canva. If you guys are creating a video and you guys want some clips that are in the Prime, just text me. I can download. I can send them to you guys. You guys can use them. Don't think you have to upgrade on Canva for that. So then when you click new and you're looking for a video, literally just click on video landscape and that should be fine. So what I did when I was duplicating my ad was that I literally copied down their shot. So a shot is basically like a scene. So like if you see a shot of solar panels in a video, and now you see someone riding a bike, that's two different shots. I literally just copied down shot for shot with different videos for my video the entire time. So don't think you have to come up with new videos. You can copy it almost identically just with different videos. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come here, just search solar or whatever you're looking for in your ad. Right? And then you're gonna come down to videos, and then all of these videos are free to use, okay? You don't have to worry about paying for these videos. And if you get copyrighted and they take your video down, oh well, I'll just go make another one. Like, you know. So then just click on the video you want and it'll bring it up. Make sure you size it. Make sure you size it so you have like no background, because the last thing you want is you have your videos going, but one of them has like a slight white off key in the corner, and now people are like kind of distracted, like what is that? So what you can do is you can just take your videos that you want from Canva and download them one by one. That is an organized way of doing it. It's more time consuming. But what I did, because I got tired of uploading all of them, was I just kept on adding the different videos I want. I would see a video, I liked it, so I would just keep adding it on. I got, I think, 12 minutes of footage for our ad, and I just made one big long video. And then you just come up to share and hit download. And that's literally how you get your videos. You want to make sure it's high quality. You want to make sure it's 1080 pixels. And then you want to make sure it is in the MPV like video selection, and then you're going to hit download. And then once it's download, you are gonna, I use CapCut. You can use any video editor app you have. If you have, you can do this if you have an iPhone, you can use, and you're comfortable, you can do it on your phone with iMovie. If you have a MacBook, you already have iMovie, you can do it with iMovie. Okay? CapCut is a paid subscription. For the features I am going to show you, it's $10 a month. So if you want to invest in that, you can, but if not, just find someone with a MacBook and use iMovie for free. But they also do have a free version, but that doesn't offer what I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to wait until it's done downloading before I go over to CapCut, because a hack I would say if you are going to use CapCut is to not run any other platform with it, because it takes up so much energy and time, and it'll start glitching on you if you have too much in the background. Yeah, so it looks like I will not be able to show you guys the like campaign to build followers today, but maybe another time. So for the sake of having a video to create, I'm just gonna say, create me a 20-second script to sell solar. And sometimes when I'm really lazy and I'm using ChatGPT, especially if I'm creating a message for a client, I will say use Grant Cardone and spin selling tactics. And then, pardon? Okay. Spin, oh, I spelled that wrong. Selling tactics, and it is automatically going to search the web while creating the script or writing whatever message. It's going to use Grant Cardone and it's going to go to spin selling and it's going to combine their tactics to one, and then you can edit it to whatever you want. But I'm not going to edit this script for the sake of just making it. Okay, so this is the script it made. I'm going to copy and paste that script. And now I'm going to close out ChatGPT. And now I'm going to go to CapCut. It may have to, let me know if you guys are able to see CapCut when it comes up. It takes a little while to load, but I should be able to show you guys exactly how to use it within this time that we have. Does anyone have any questions on anything up until now?
Can you come back and train again another week?
Okay, yes, that's fine.
It's Inspire.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, blown away on this one. Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And Sarah.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah, how you doing? Great presentation. Good. I got a question. When you add like the solar, the water, and everything, are you putting a budget for each one of them, or you're just doing one budget? So I'm saying, if you say, do you have to do like $20 separate, or do you got?
Oh, you're talking about if you want to run multiple video ads?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to run multiple video ads, what you can do is you can upload them all into one campaign. So one campaign is basically like one ad set. You can run multiple videos, but have one, like we don't have a landing page, we have a Facebook form, but like one Facebook form that gets you their information and one bio that's over the video. And then what Facebook will do is you can turn on something I think called Testing Advantage, where you can upload those multiple videos and then it will test all of those videos to see the best performing one and then run that ad the most. So, but if you were looking for something like, I know Maryland, also guys, there's a new grant in Maryland. People can get up to $7,500 for going solar. So look at people buying solar in Maryland. If you wanted to run an ad for Maryland and just that, and then you wanted to run an ad for like Indiana or something, then you would have to do two different campaigns and those would have two different budgets. But if you have two videos that you wanted to run that can be used in any state, you could run those on one campaign. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, to a point. Yeah, I was kind of asking, like, say you're doing water, solar, and then for the subscription, building a team, we have to have separate budgets for those. Is I guess what I'm kind of trying to say.
Yes, you would have to have separate budgets for those and different campaigns.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So if you were to run recruiting, solar, and water ads and home security ads all at one point, I'm not sure how that would work with the Build Go High Level account, but I know that for us, we would have to have different sub agencies. And then it would be, because you would have multiple Facebook forms running. So you would need, there's something called a workflow in ChatGPT, which if this is confusing at all, just tell me and I'll clarify as best as I can. You have different workflows that have different AIs that are going to reach out to people for what your ad is. So you would have to make multiple of those in Go High Level and then connect all the different Facebook forms with the sub accounts in Go High Level, and they would have to be separate. So you would have a different budget for each one, a different Facebook form, and a different AI. But if you have Go High Level, like the actual personal one, I don't think you have to pay per sub account. You would the only thing that would increase your spend is if you're doing multiple ads for recruiting, water, solar, and stuff, would be the actual ad budget. Does that make
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Sarah, this is Mike Chisman. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you for reminding me. Mom just told me. Actually, for solar, more expensive because what you're doing is you are doing a lead-based, information-based, kind of like capture on the Facebook form where you need more support from Facebook to run that ad for you. However, if you are doing recruitment, you can do it without Go High Level as well, I believe. You can have it so it's set up where they can send you a DM and then you can talk to them through DM on Facebook. So you can actually run a recruiting ad successfully, I think for around $5 to $15 a day, rather than $20 a day. And we've now moved our ad spend to $25 a day. So recruiting ads would actually be lower than solar. Yeah. So Brenda, you have your hand up.
I just wanted to say something about what you guys were talking about. It helps a lot because I run different businesses and I've been running ads on Facebook with the High Level before, but now I'm using the High Level. It helps if you create individual, because I use Facebook a lot, individual pages for your businesses. So let's say you're going to have the water, create your own individual business page for the water, and then solar separate. And when you do the ads, because I have my car business, so I run ads with the ads, and I spend anywhere from $25 to $50 a week on those ads. But you have to separate the pages, and the cool part about High Level is that you can add each page. So when you're running the ad campaigns, you're able, to get everything separated, but it's like all together. So make sure you guys start using Facebook more and create your own pages. That way you can recruit, that way you can move the water, the solar, and the roofing too, because it really helps a lot when you separate the business pages, and that way you're able to run each ad separate. It does require more money, but hey, at the end, you decide what you want to invest in. But definitely separate the pages on Facebook and name them individually. I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you. Michael, you have your hand up as well. You're muted. Hold on. Let me see if I can help you a little bit.
About not using them, is that what you're saying, to talk about your products? Or it's okay? I didn't quite get that.
Can you ask your question from the beginning one more time?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when you talked about Trump, Biden, and Musk, did you say that we're not to use them in our campaign or our conversations, or it's okay?
So I would not, in your ad, I would not bring up their names at all.
Okay.
You don't know what people are gonna say. And one thing I would tell you as well is that when you're calling, especially because a lot of people think that with the change of presidency that the solar industry is going to change drastically. And a lot of people who are doing their research before they call you, they may bring it up in a phone call. So I would say, do not mention those names at all. But if a client were to approach you and say their names, it doesn't matter who you voted for. At the end of the day, We're not here to be in their lives permanently or to be their friends. We are here to take care of them and make sales. Whatever they say about whatever politics, unless it's gravely immoral, disagree with it. I've told people that I voted for Biden. I've told people that I voted for Trump. I've told people that I support this. Okay? It's not okay. Mom just said thou shalt not lie. But I'm just
I
like,
got it. Yeah.
so I just want to get them over the political talk so we can talk about business. So I would not bring it up, but if they bring it up, just go with the flow. That's what I would just say.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see if I can share CapCut with you guys. Perfect. Okay, Mr. Bean, I can do this within like 10 minutes, but I know we're getting to the end. I don't know if you wanted us to do like end questions or end reflections of what people found best. Should I do this training another day? Should I go into CapCut now?
Thou shalt not look at your watch.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I will go over CapCut for you guys. Okay, so you guys can see CapCut? Okay. So as you can see, these are some videos I've created for either promotion or ads. I'm going to show you guys how to create promotional videos as well with the Build logo and how to have captions on your video. But what I'm going to show you first is how to build the actual ad. I'm not going to go through building the entire ad. I'm just going to show you pointers to figure out and stuff like that. So what you're going to do is when you open CapCut, you are going to click on script to video. What this is going to do, it's automatically going to make an AI for you. VoiceOver is automatically going to make a video, but I'm going to tell you right now that video is not going to be good. And then what it can also do is it can also create a script for you. But again, it's not trained in selling or anything. It's mostly for entertainment. And it's not even good entertainment, so I wouldn't use the script that CapCut makes at all. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit enter script, and then just copy and paste the script you have into the box. And you're gonna have access to like thousands of voices. So I'm not gonna scroll down to find it. When I was doing the test run earlier today and practicing, I couldn't find the voice that I typically use. I use a voice called Glenn because I find it is one of my favorite voices on there because it doesn't sound so AI generated. But for the sake of just getting through the walkthrough and overview, I'm going to use a voice called Male Commentator. Okay. So then after you've selected your voice and you've entered your script, you're going to hit generate video. You can use local media, and what local media basically is content from your computer that you've uploaded to CapCut. Because I don't know what's on my computer, because I do a lot of content for writing and like fantasy books and stuff like that, I'm going to use Smart Generation, which is content that CapCut has that you can use for free. So you can find videos on CapCut as well, not just Canva. And I did use both videos from both platforms to make my AI video. So now it's generating, it's creating that video for me, and it's creating that AI voiceover. Okay, so it like blacking out for a little bit is normal. It typically just, CapCut will like close the tab and then reopen the tab wherever it wants to reopen. So let me see if I can put it back on this other. Can you guys still see it? Is CapCut still up for you guys?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
CapCut can it definitely can act up sometimes. So let me see. This is definitely a platform you have to be patient with. So let me see if it's just gonna let me do this.
Name. Quick question. How much are you?
Let me get closer to the computer. My lighting is gonna go off a little bit so I can see the screen better. Okay. So basically, this is what CapCut looks like. So depending on your laptop, your phone, your iPad, your tablet, whatever you're using it on, the actual configuration of the way they show everything can change. So it may take me a little while to get you guys through this because I'm on a double screen, and then CapCut came up on the Zoom screen, and then when I moved it over, it changed configuration to what I'm not used to. But basically, let me show you guys a video that CapCut has created. This is both a website and an ad. It's called CapCut. You can either download it. I have downloaded it on my computer, but you can use the web version. But the web version can sometimes be a little bit slower. So if you're going to use CapCut, especially if you're paying to use CapCut, I recommend just downloading on your computer, your phone, wherever. You can find it on virtually any app store in America. So yeah. So this is the ad that it created.
Hey, name. Quick question. How much are you paying a month for power right now? Pause. Listen. Rates are climbing and utility companies aren't slowing down. What happens if your bill doubles in the next 5 years? Pause. With solar.
Okay, so that is the ad that it created. Obviously, as you can see, it's not a good video. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on import. And then what it's gonna do, and what you should be able to do.
I don't think it's showing the video or anything
not
at all. It's like frozen. Yeah. On your
Okay.
screen.
Can you guys see it now? Like it's
Hey.
okay. Oh, it stops.
It popped up in a different screen.
Okay, can you guys see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So this is the ad it created.
Name. Quick question. How much are you paying a month for power right now? Pause. Listen. Rates are climbing and utility.
And as you can see, that's not a good ad. So one thing that you're gonna do, and I always want to tell people this, but first when they're editing, especially with CapCut, is this clip where it says how much is different and completely separate from this clip that has the megaphone speaker. So if I was to say, I don't like this first clip, I'm just gonna change the first clip, and I deleted it, is going to push all of the digital content to the front, and it's going to rearrange everything, and that is all going to be just no longer synced with your captions or your voiceover. So what I recommend doing is, let me go back, is if I want to replace only this clip, which again, I recommend just matching the clips of the ads you're copying to the clips you're using on CapCut, down to the minute, down to the word, just so you know it's organized. Because professionals have made these. We are not professionals in video making, so it's best to duplicate as much as you can while keeping it copyright free and original to you. So before I would delete I would basically delete all of the video content that CapCut has because I already picked my clips from Canva and I'm searching for clips on CapCut. Okay, so now to upload the clips that you have from Canva, you would click on import. It's gonna take you to your files. And then if you save them in different files, you can click all of them at once. I just save all of my files into one video and upload it and then cut it and put it wherever I want. And if you guys have any questions for the CapCut and video editing, just unmute so I can answer it immediately, okay? So then you just click on it, you click on open, and then now you're going to be able to click it and drag it down to wherever you are editing, okay? So now you can go through for the media that CapCut put in and you can delete all of it. Okay, so now you have your Canva and editing videos. If you want more videos because you didn't find exactly what you wanted on Canva, you can go to stock image. It'll show you things that are trending, and then you should have the option right here to type in the type of videos you're looking for. So I typed in solar. So say, oh my goodness, I like this solar video. So I'm going to drag this down and I'm going to add it. Okay. So now let's say this first clip that I wanted is too long. I only wanted it to be an introduction of 5 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and then I am going to, wherever this bar is, this white bar that you see, when I click split, it's now going to make it into 2 separate clips for me to use. And then if I do not want the rest of this clip, but I want this clip right here, I'll go to where it ends again. I'll click split. I'll delete it. And now I will have this clip exactly how long I want it and where I want it. Okay. So before you do that, some of the clips that you have from Canva or from CapCut may have audio attached to them. And the last thing you want is different audios going off in your background. So then wherever the line you have for your stock image that you're going to use to make your ad, where you see on the left-hand side where it says cover and it has these dots and then it has a speakerphone, you're going to click on that speakerphone and it's going to mute all audio from the stock image you have. So you only have your music and your voiceover going. Again, you can make your own voiceover in your own voice. What you would do is you would find a place with minimal noise in the background, and then you would click on this microphone and you would record it yourself, and then you could play that on your ad background. And let me reassure you guys, this video creation, like, don't think you guys are by yourself. I have office hours for people who are running ads every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you guys, pardon? Eastern Standard Time. If you guys need any help, thank you. If you guys need any help with the video editing, or if you guys want to make the scripts a little bit better, I will be there. I will help you guys. Again, I studied making of films, making of Hollywood style productions for 4 years. I will help you guys with all of the information that I can. And if you are doing the ad generation, but you're not doing it for solar, you're doing it for recruiting, whatever, I'll still help you with the video. So just reach out to me, and we'll get you guys into the office hours, basically. So then that is basically just how to add and rearrange the clips. If this first clip, you decided, you know what, it works better somewhere, just pick it up and place it between the clips that you want to put it in. Okay, so now let's talk about captions. So if you want to change the style of your captions, so one thing I do is you can click on your captions like on the video section and just put it in the center. I like to put it in the center with like a shape behind it. And I'll show you guys how to put that shape behind, but I'm going to focus on the captions. And I put it in the center. And then if you want to change the way, if you don't want it to just pop up as words and change, you can click on one of the red boxes, and then you go up to the right and you click on animation. And then this again is going to pull up thousands of ways you can have your captions. So since this is an ad, you want to keep it very basic because you have constant moving in the background. So you can look at the different ways that they have the writing. Off the top of my head, I do not remember the exact animation I used for our ad, but what we use basically is it took the animations and it made it one solid line, but it would highlight the word as the word was said. So you can use that for promotions, or you can just use the flat, this flat caption works well for an ad. So don't feel afraid to not add an animation, because it can actually work useful for you, because you don't want the video going in the background, the music, the shape in the middle of the ad to differentiate your captions from the ad. And now you have crazy animations all over your captions. You don't want it to be too confusing. Keep it as simple as possible for people. So we can leave the captions without animations for now. And then let me show you guys. All right, let's do this. So I do not have a background for the captions loaded into CapCut right now. So for the sake of that, I'm just gonna see if a sticker would work. So when you're making your ad and you have your videos and now you have everything the way you want it to go, you want to put something behind your caption so that people can see they can see a differentiation, and it's easy for them to read, basically. Because one thing you have to remember, and why you want your captions to be very visible, not everyone who watches your ad is going to be able to hear. So some people who are blind, they're going to hear. People who are well able, they're going to experience the whole ad. But people who cannot hear are going to fully rely on your verbal written instructions and ads to get through the ad and get to you. Okay? So I use a rectangular yellow box with my ad, and I put that behind the captions. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to see if this box will work.
Hey, Maine, quick question. Hey.
Okay, so it's not doing what I thought it would be. So I'll walk you guys through this process. It's a very easy process. So then if you want to add a box, download a picture of a rectangle before you do your ad. And as I said, CapCut can be a little bit sticky, but yeah, so the same way that we uploaded this video, you would do the same thing with a picture, but make sure you download the picture with a transparent background. Let me just do it for you guys right now. Hold on. And I promise you guys, I will finish this very, very soon, and you guys can go to your Saturdays. So okay, so I don't think you guys can see my screen right now, and that's fine. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to I'm just getting a regular rectangle, and then I'm going to download it with a transparent background. and then upload it into CapCut.
And we can see your screen, so you're good.
Okay, that's perfect. So then you want to click PNG, and then before you hit download, make sure you say transparent background so you don't get all the white in the background. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to CapCut, and I'm going to click import. Yep, and then I'm able to click on that file, hit open. Then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it, and then I'm going to make it a layer, right? So now this is officially a part of the. Okay, perfect. So then what you want to do basically is, you see the way the layers are set up where we have the circle, then we have the red, which is the captions, then we have the video, and then we have this blue part, which is the music. You don't want to just drag the image and put it on top, because as you can see, if I were to move this image, it's covering the captions. You want the captions on top. So you're going to take this image, and then you're going to just drag it. Hold on, it's not dragging. Like I said, CapCut can sometimes, if you're running too many applications in the background, so it's best to just close out everything except for CapCut. It can glitch, so make sure that you do that. So then what you're going to do is you're going to hover until you see that blue line that's in between the video and the captions, letting you know that's where it's going to be placed. So now I have that image, right? Now I have that image there, and I'm able to, let me do this. I'm just going to drag that up and then drag my caption to the center, and I'm going to grab it back from the corner like this. And now I have my captions over an image. You should do a rectangle, not a circle. So circle's the first thing I saw. And now you have your captions over that image. So then after your captions are set the way you want, you have the image, you were able to upload and collect all of the videos you wanted. You place your videos together. If you like the music, you can keep the music. If not, if you want to delete, then you can just click on it and hit the backspace button, and then it will delete the music, and you can upload your own music. I personally go to YouTube, I search copyright free, I'll listen to one that I want, and then I forget how I brought it to CapCut, but I can share that into the group later. So that's how you would basically edit a video. Does anyone have questions on that? Okay. So one thing I will say, and then I promise this is the last thing, I hope this is not information overload, is that, let me delete it so you guys get a better sense of what I'm saying. And let me see if there's stock image of someone just like in a camera. Okay. So I'll use this stock image. I'm just gonna click on it, and then I'll just use this for the sake of it. But pretend this is a video you recorded of yourself, and you put it into CapCut because you're talking about a recruiting video, and all you want is captions, and all you want is the build logo on it. So then what you would do is, instead of bringing it to the center, you would bring your captions. Okay. So make sure that you put the video under your captions, which is this brown thing right here. Let's see. It's strange. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so then make sure you bring your captions down to the bottom. And then what you want to do, what I like to do is I make the font size a little bit bigger if this is not an ad and this is promotional, and then I bold them so that they are just easier to see. And then I'll go to animation, and if you are just talking and it's just you the entire clip, you're not adding any stock footage or anything, make the captions flashy. Because your videos and your ad and the constant changing and the script and the narrative keep people engaged. If it's just you looking into a camera speaking, you need to keep them engaged by making sure you're constantly have something changing in your video, which is the captions. So what I use is, I personally prefer the bouncing out. It kind of like bounces the letters at you. There's ones where it can highlight the letter you're on. For the sake of this, I will just choose one I think would be good, which is, let's just do a typing one.
Hey.
Right? So then we can play that.
Name. Quick question.
Where it's bouncing.
Hey.
And for captions, let me go back to captions. You want to make sure that you apply it to all when you change one caption. So it says apply to all, yes. I'm just changing this. And I should have the ability to change it to all. But if you don't have the option to change it all, you can just manually click on each one and then go back to the animation that you choose and re-click it so all of your captions are in the same. And then if you were to add in the build logo, you would download the build logo from the site, and then you would upload it just like that image from Canva, and then you put it on the screen just like that circle from Canva. So that is how to edit a video. Does anyone have any questions about video editing or the training at all from today? Okay. So that is all. I guess I will stop.
We're gonna need this again, Sarah. This is very thorough and comprehensive. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Sarah. First and foremost, I appreciate you holding it down today. You really came in here and gave some jewels. And guys, I'm gonna just tell you right now, whether you planned on doing lead generation or not, this is why you don't miss trainings, because there was some things when she talked about the scripting that you can use in post, you can use in your presentation, you can use in how you reach out to people. And I'm just telling you, you can learn. I'm sitting here like, I had to fight to not interrupt you at every turn, just to say, man, great job. And just to add on to what I'm like, this ain't my training. I'm like, man, just it was hard because it was so great. I'm sitting here like I'm typing, and I'm working on different collaboration videos, right? And I was trying to find out, okay, so you helped me right immediately grab some things, some pain points and things for network marketers when I do a collaboration video for network marketing. Like I was struggling with that for 24 hours, and then this training unlocked it in a second. You know what I'm saying? Like boom, right away. And so now it's like I'm off and running. I got different things that now I'm like typing what some of the things that help me for what you're training on, but the things that I really needed to work on, you sent me off, like it got my writer's block is done. So, I appreciate that, but again, this is excellent information. This is information that people pay for. And again, you can really see that you've done your work. You guys are, you can see why you guys are doing 3 or more, presentations a day. You guys have a well-oiled machine, and Each one of you guys have your strengths, but I appreciate you sharing today for the team. You guys held it down.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hmm. All right, guys. Anybody else got anything for Sarah before we get out of here?
I do.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
I
a question
just
really quick?
appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
No, thank you so much.
Good deal. Good deal. All right,
I
so
do. Can I say
oh, sure,
something?
go ahead. Go ahead.
If you guys are able to get, you know, the what Sarah talked about, the CapCut, well, you don't have to pay for CapCut, but Canva, it is worth the investment of paying it. And if you're able to do it yearly, even better, because you save quite a bit of money. I've been using Canva for a while and CapCut, and all I want to say is don't be scared of it, because it's easy. Once you get it, it's easy to do. At the beginning, it might look like it's, oh God, this is a lot. I use my phone a lot with CapCut and Canva, so it's easier than what you think. Just if you guys want to hop out into her classes, I would suggest you guys do that. She dropped millions of dollars right now with her training. Let me just tell you that, because I've been using this for a while. But I just want to say thank you, Sarah. That was an incredible training. I do have a call with you pending, but thank you, because this is money. Like they say, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, she just threw money on you. So let's build it.
Yeah, and
Good
I
job,
can
Miss
see
Sarah.
a lot of Brenda's videos and shorts and reels and stuff like that. You guys have seen them, and so again, you see that she's been around for a while doing her thing, and again, it's just more validation, you know, coming to the table. I personally have been using Canva, not CapCut, but just Canva, you know, for years. A lot of the stuff that you guys see, you know, us do and produce, come from Canva, and so get used to this stuff. Don't be scared of it. Like I said, you can't break it. You know, you just go out here and figure some stuff out. But use this. What you just heard today is like use it as a training, like a college course. Go back and break it down, and go back and really study it. Go back and really implement it, because a lot of times, guys, you hear something, you're amazed, you're in awe, and then life happens, and you forget all about it, and next thing you know, it's a month later, or 2 months later, or 3 months later, and you resent the fact that you never went back and really used the information that you were taught. Like some of you guys were talking about how awesome Chris Hart's training was, and how he talked about systems and a quick get started. But how many of you have actually went out and used it and applied it and dove into it and took notes on it and broke it down, right? So when you have people who have the results that you're looking for, right? Go out there and just be willing to do the work. Don't focus on being as good as them or better than them. Just go out there and be as committed as they are. That's the one thing that you can control, your commitment level. Okay. So anybody else before we get out of here? All right. Sarah, you want to close this out?
Well, thank you guys. It has been really fun presenting to you guys, and I'm really thankful, Mr. Bean, to have this platform to.
Oh, we have a late breaking comment here. Mrs. B wants to say something to you.
Okay.
He meant to say a special guest. That's what he meant to say. Hey, Sarah. Hey, everyone. I couldn't get the login on Zoom fast enough, so I was watching the whole time on Facebook. And thank you for your knowledge, your experience. I could tell, and I'm sure everybody on the call could tell that you are not just training about it, you've done it. And you were very thorough, and your expertise that you shared, it cost you. It cost you a lot of time. It cost you a lot of effort. It cost you a lot of applications and subscriptions to purchase and buy. I was on CapCut at one point in time, and your patience with CapCut is amazing, because I stopped using CapCut because of the glitches and the pauses and what have you. And one thing is, I did not even know that I could download it on my computer. I thought it was just on my phone, and that's where a lot of the glitches took place. But there was a lot of things that you taught us as a group, and that knowledge that you shared is priceless. And we know that it cost you. And thank you for sharing that knowledge and not just holding it to yourself and Team George, but It was very, very knowledgeable, and this is definitely one of the trainings for the books. And that's what I wanted to make sure that I came on to share with you and everyone, that she just didn't come to this call just to train the information and like she's the expert. No, she wants you to be the expert too. She shared that she